I've known John Ram for quite a while, and I got a phone call saying would I be interested in doing this podcast, and I read the script. I thought it was superb. I thought it was really excellent. And so I said, yeah, great fun. I only live down the seafront along the road, so it's extremely convenient for me. One of the advantages, my great love is theatre, but in this you don't have to learn the lines. Some familiarity is necessary. He's called Robert McNeish, and he's bosun on the Albion ship. So he's like that, he's a sort of burr of a Cornwall man who spent all the time on the sea. And he's picked the crew himself, and he's very proud of them. But unfortunately, they're against odds they know nothing about. So it gets quite choppy, I'm afraid, for all concerned.
John and I had worked together at the Royal Shakespeare Company. He explained a bit about it. I thought it sounded very exciting, fun, kind of right up my street really, this kind of thing. And he sent me the script, I read it, and it was brilliant character. I'm playing James Penhallow, who is an archaeologist, an Egyptologist to be precise, who I think he's described as being very intense, very serious. I think people find him a bit much. He's kind of obsessive. And when we meet him, he's clearly having a serious moment in his life. He's drinking. He is probably racked with guilt. And so with his knowledge of ancient Egypt and the culture of that, I think he would be conflicted. There's the modern day Egyptologist who wants to discover things, the excitement of all that, and wants to, it's necessary to display it, but there's also a man, I think, who really deeply relates to the people of that time. I've done a lot of radio drama, I've never ever done a podcast, but in many ways this is very similar to radio drama. But to me it has a sort of more relaxed, fun feeling about it. I mean, actually, we've got less time to do it than one would with a conventional radio drama, a bit less time. But there's quite a loose feeling about it, which is exciting, I think, and good. We can sort of work hard, but we can sort of change things on the hoof, which I like.
I know John from before. We've worked together a lot as actors, and he gave me a ring and asked me if I'd be interested in doing this. So I said, of course. I love it, and I love a good mystery, and I just watched Dracula actually, it reminded me of that, so it's very exciting. I like stories like this. I play Lady Tregaskis, who basically is the sort of mastermind behind well, she's not the mastermind, but she's the money behind the whole thing. She's very jolly, very excitable, and wants to have a really good time and wants to do something important with all her money. So she has financed the whole thing, the dig, found the sarcophagus, shipped it over and got it over to Britain for 5 years on loan from Cairo. So she's quite formidable and diplomatic, and she gets things going, brings everyone together. It feels like doing a radio drama. That's, we're all there downstairs together, and the mechanism is the same and the dynamic is the same, and we're just telling a story on the microphone, so it's great fun.
So I play Dorothy Bell. She is a journalist, a young journalist who works for the London Illustrated News, and it's quite a big thing for her that she has this role in the newspaper. And I think she's very keen to prove to the people that she encounters, to the people who are involved in the stories that she's writing about, that she is capable of writing about much more than just maybe lifestyle things or domestic stories. I think she really wants to get her teeth into something that's kind of new and has weight, and I think she has a confidence because she's intelligent and she's quite witty, and I think maybe she feels like that is something that people don't necessarily always imagine that she might be armed with when they first meet her. So I think she's a really interesting character. So I got involved through a friend of mine I'd done a play with, and she messaged me and said, I don't know if you'd be interested. John then emailed me an episode, I read it, I then had to record a sort of my first reaction to the character in one of the scenes, and then I met with him and we kind of talked a bit more. I met Virgil as well, and yeah, and there we go. Do you know what I love? That it's in my imagination, and that and that you stay there. Because when you read a script for TV or theatre, then you obviously your imagination is ignited, and then when you get onto the stage or onto set, that's the reality. Whereas you've got these actors, and we're obviously all telling the same story, but our imaginations must be seeing such vivid but different things, because we're obviously all different. And I think that's really great, to just allow your imagination to be the thing that you plug into, as well as the words and the character.